Curry in a second, but first, SEC tournament time. Colin Sexton from Alabama taking it the length of the court to beat Texas A&M and most likely going to the tournament.
Man, that layup right there likely is the difference between Alabama being a 1 seed in the NIT and being a 12 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Happy for Avery Johnson, one of the great guys in all the sports, on and off the court. This is a great runner right here. Off the wrong foot. Ooh, man.
Reminding me of Tyus Edney about 24 years ago to beat Missouri in the NCAA.
March Madness. That's why we're here.
Yep.
So it's going to be good pretty soon. Moving on, the Warriors beat the Spurs last night behind Kevin Durant's Durant performance. We're just going to call it that now. 37 points. But the victory was bittersweet. Steph Curry rolled his ankle in the first quarter. He didn't return. He'll miss at least the next 2 games. Look, Steph has had ankle issues this entire season, most of his career. So Steph goes down, Durant steps up. It begs the question, CC, is Steph Curry the most important player on the Warriors?
I believe they're all important. I believe it's really hard to distinguish. It's easy. Let's just start with Clay, because people talk about him the least. They're not a championship team without Clay. They're not a championship team without Draymond. They're not a championship team without Steve Kerr. To me, it's always puzzling when you have great teams like that and people just try to extract things from them and be like, oh, they would still be, they'll be a totally different team without all these components.
For a 7-game series.
For a 7-game series.
Okay.
Yes, if you look at the teams in the NBA, I see you smirking and everything.
I'm not smirking, I'm wincing.
But I just believe that that's what makes them one of the all-time great teams. If you lose them, they're just one of the other good teams. So let's not forget who they are first. They're one of the greatest teams that we've ever seen. They are on one of the greatest runs. They could win 3 out of 4 NBA championships. So that would be one of the greatest runs that we've seen. How is this done? Because the volume for which they throw at you, offensively and defensively. I believe if they missed Draymond, they would miss his defense and the energy that he brings. I believe they would miss Steve Kerr, his ability to be able to adjust and manage these personalities. So now it's, okay, who's more important between the number 2 best player in the world, Durant, and Curry? People, the question is Curry? I don't believe so. Kevin Durant, his ability to score, but what he does at the rim, I believe, makes this team different. When he went from OKC to Golden State, we said, okay, man, they're going to miss their rim protector. Well, we didn't know that they were getting one in KD.
Correct.
So not only would you miss his ability to score, he's the best one-on-one player in the NBA, him and James Harden. Like, how do you replace that? And I believe that to be more important than any of the other components that I believe that are all vital and what make Golden State very special.
I just want to let you know, I wasn't smirking at what you're saying. I was thinking hard at what you were saying, because when you said if they lose Clay, that they're not the same team. I agree they're not the same team. And I do think one of the things Clay does that is underrated is he allows Steph to not have to guard these great point guards out west. Steph never has to guard Damian Lillard or Russell Westbrook or any of those guys, because Clay guards him and you try to hide.
How much maintenance do you have to do on Clay as an organization?
Right.
How many plays do you have to run for Clay?
Clay never has to.
Does Clay get hurt?
No. Clay's an Iron Man. He never has to dribble.
He takes the worst defensive assignment almost on every night.
So I'm not understating how good Clay is. I do think, though, once they added Durant, if you have the 2nd and 3rd best players in the world, and they're both healthy, and you have the reigning defensive player of the year in Draymond Green, you could win a title without Klay Thompson. I've seen them win a title without Kevin Durant. I think because of what Durant adds rim protection-wise, they could, again, they wouldn't be the favorites they are now, they could win a title without Draymond Green now that they have KD. Steph's the one guy that I think...
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. I mean... I didn't love...
Because they did win while he was out.
They did, but Luke Walton since left, and I didn't love their backup coach, who was the coach of the Lakers and the Cavs for a while. I can't remember his name at the moment. Someone will remind me. Round-faced glasses. Some of the things he was doing when Kerr was out during the... Mike Brown, thank you. When he was out during the playoffs last year, I didn't love some of those things, but I wouldn't say, oh, Steve Kerr is back flared up. They can't win the title anymore. The one guy on their team that I would say they can't win the title without is Steph Curry, because of what he unlocks for them offensively. He makes Clay a better offensive player. He makes Durant a more efficient offensive player. He makes Draymond's offensive limitations less important, and he essentially allows you, when he doesn't have the ball, to play 4-on-4. It's why I do think Kevin Durant in a vacuum is the better player, because of what he does on both ends of the court. But I think Steph is their most important player. I used to think it was Draymond, but now that they have KD and KD does some of those defensive things Draymond could do with the small lineup, I think it's Steph.
What is the distinction?
Between the most important and the best?
Yes.
The best is a guy...
Could you win without one or the other?
The best is a guy that if all the Warriors were free agents and I was starting a team, what's the player I'd want? I'd want Durant. But on this team, for what they do, because especially they have won, they have the pictures in their head, CC, of winning at the highest levels without Kevin Durant. They have no experience winning at the highest level without Steph Curry.
Yeah, but they had a bunch of bench players that were totally different than what they have now. Kevin Durant is that kind of good. I believe he's more important than Steph in this puzzle. The reason why they got over Cleveland last year, it wasn't Steph. It was KD. KD is the only one that LeBron has even that kind of respect for. Watch the NBA Finals from 2 years ago. Watch how much LeBron disrespects Steph. Just watch what he does to him, how he looks at him, how he responds on the court to him. Now, you watch KD. KD stuck that dagger in his eye, and when the championship was over, he went up to him. They both muffed each other's ear. You didn't see that with LeBron and Steph. So the respect from LeBron James says it is KD. All right? Now, everyone else can pull all these strings. Oh, this guy's more important. This guy's more important. But the best player on the best team that we have seen in a long, long time is Kevin Durant. He would be the one that was most missed.
And I think a lot of people say, well, they went last night, and Durant just has to step up, and they'll be fine. Well, that's one game here and there.
It's tough to score 37 every night.
Of course, a 7-game series against much better competition, especially. All right, coming up, despite clinching a playoff berth, will the Boston Celtics even get out of the first round? Who's writing teases? Next on First Things First.